moving on to Pablo Francisco. So if you subscribe to the Patreon, blindmike.net, we did a Why You Laughing bonus episode about the Pablo Francisco meltdown. And that was very fun.
Mm-hmm.
But we thought he was like stuck in some loop of impressions because of drug use. We thought he was like fucked up or something. And I will say that was probably the reason for his collapsing on stage. It was probably more symptomatic of that. But I don't think the impression loop was a singular event.
Or he's still stuck in it.
Or it was a traumatic event that he's been stuck in forever. Because he was on a podcast a couple weeks ago with this guy. It's called the Kite Club, which, I mean, say that 5 times fast and you're in a tricky area. You're on very good show.
No.
but I get the host name is like John Kite or something like that. And I guess they're old pals. And Pablo was on it. And I've heard mention of this, and I felt like I had to check it out, and it didn't disappoint.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you do want to play a drinking game of some kind now, just drink every time he does like the movie guy voice.
It's wild. And it's, by the way, with streaming services, I would say anyone under 30 doesn't know what he's doing.
No.
Like, that voice doesn't exist anymore. That's not the In a World guy hasn't existed in at least 15 years, I would say.
Yeah, I haven't been to the movies in a while. I assume it's not there anymore.
No, I mean, I guess you get maybe he's just doing a generic deep voiced man, but it's still well, we will hear it. Let's enough dilly-dallying here. Let's just get into it.
Yeah, this is a natural intro.
Very, very natural. This is always how people communicate, and the comedic timing on this Pablo Francisco. He hasn't lost a step since the Comedy Central days.
And we have one of my favorite people in the world, a special guest today, Mr. Pablo Francisco in the building.
I'm working on the boat. I work on the boat here on the
He
pier.
was just cleaning the studio, and I said, "You want to stay?"
Yeah, you don't have, why not? I have to go in there and some gum.
It's just he's insane. This is like the ramblings of a homeless man.
He just comes in and he says he's cleaning the boat.
Okay. I am cleaning the boat. What? I just introduced you as my good friend. I said, this is a guy I like and respect a lot. For some reason, you're pretending to be an immigrant cleaning a boat. What's happening?
The title of the next video, I remember it being too long, so I just kind of changed it a little. It's called He's Got Mush Brains and the Host Enables Him.
Okay.
What is up, my man?
Can we go to Tempe? It's going to be hot like crazy. All the heat is just come out and resonate and just get all over you.
Dude, it looks like every Mirage from the Roadrunner.
Yeah.
And Coyote.
Yeah.
Dude.
I hope to be hallucinating within 2 minutes after I get off the
Oh, yeah. You get on you Tempe, Arizona. I love Tempe. Ladies are hot, and table dances are only $5 at every hoochie club. That's right. But
here's what's weird. He can't decide if he's in the impression or not.
Yeah, is this a movie, you think?
It's some word where $5 in a world where things are $5 and everything. Is that something? Is that a bit? Do I have something there?
Maybe.
$5 Wednesday.
kids eat for free pot stickers
at those same clubs.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what they call
things.
them.
Weather. It's raining today. Like they're just non sequiturs.
Is this a tough watch?
$5 for dance, 10 for pot sticker.
It stick to your pot.
Yeah.
Pot sticker. Go to Christie's. They have so many topless bars. That's how you get directions. All right, go down to Bourbon Street, then take a right, or then when you get to Christie's, keep on going to Lexus Girls. When you get there, you found me.
Go to Krispy Kreme's. It's not a strip club. Oh, it is.
I gotta say, this John Kite or whatever his name is should be arrested for enabling this man.
I know.
He's as bad as BJ Corville. He's watching an addict deteriorate into insanity.
Well, at least this guy is just addicted to doing movie guy voice, from what I can tell. This next one you just wrote, is that Casey Kasem?
Guys, it's amazing because it's actually a little weird because they are doing this Pablo Francisco podcast, and all of a sudden I was under the impression Casey Kasem had passed away, so this might be like the technology that Hack Ride uses to actually get Casey Kasem on the podcast. It's uncanny.
Hack Ride video coming up, folks.
Oh, yes.
I go, what?
Oh, man.
I go, why don't we do a commercial and just bring up, because when those kind of clubs like at Cobb's, those guys, the owners and stuff go, man, just get loose.
They
do anything you want.
so great.
That's where the ideas start sparking. So I go, we'll just bring you up and we'll do like a sponsorship. It's Butt Plug with Casey Kasem. That's right. Does your throat get sore? Sometimes when I broadcast, sometimes people sing, and that's why Jonathan Kite is singing right now. Butt Plug. And I go, we'll do like.
Why is he saying butt plug?
He's not saying anything. He's the butt plug, and then we'll do like the like. Imagine if Casey Kasem was saying butt plug. I'm crazy excited. He's so excited that he had the idea to say butt plug in a Casey Kasem voice that he's unable to form thoughts. It's maddening.
Updating for the kids is the next one.
Well, here's the thing: is like, first of all, I mean, obviously this Casey Kasem impression is spot on, but in general, he does these impersonations and they sound like the real people. That's the real thing of it. Is he's a man who has gotten into the line of impressions who doesn't do a single good impression. That movie voice was very good. He's lost it a little bit actually.
Yeah.
But it was spot on. It was perfect. But I've never heard him do a single other impression like well. Like they're all like kind of okay.
Well, there's an example later on of a terrible impression of someone.
Yeah, they're all like whatever. Like they're all okay or bad, I should say.
Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. Yeah.
But what's important is at least they are relevant. Like you just heard the Casey Kasem bit, and you're thinking, I mean, Mike, you're making fun of it. But there are so many opportunities now to use a Casey Kasem impression, and I think that's the message that his management tried to get across to him as well.
I'm the ghost of Casey Kasem, and I have to say the ghost of Casey Kasem because my managers always go, man, no, there's a lot of young people, they don't even know who Casey Kasem is. So you go, I'm the ghost of Casey Kasem. Remember drag racing and hamburgers and fries? But now we take you underneath all the 50s and 60s songs. That's right, like the Monkeys. Here we came, and we came too fast. I touched my weenie, and it didn't last. Hey, I spanked my monkey. Always spanking around. That's right, and many, many more.
Well, at least the spank my monkey bit killed. But that's a thing. Here's the weird thing about Pablo Francisco is he has these bits that he has to work into the conversation. Like there is no chance a natural monkey's bit was going to work its way in here. Unless his brain just went on this tangent that it does. It's crazy. And it's like I said about that Miranda Sings girl, where in the apology video she made, I assume you saw that.
Mm-hmm.
She says like, sings, my lawyers didn't want me to make this song. And it's like, no, they're trying to help you, Miranda. They're on your team, or Colleen, whatever the fuck her name is.
You're coming across as a pedophile. Let's not talk about it.
The lawyers and agents are on your side. And I would have the same message to Pablo, where when he's like, hey, listen, for your career, no one fucking knows who Casey Kasem is anymore, all right? He was relevant 50 years ago. Maybe lay off the Casey Kasem impressions. Instead of dropping it, Pablo's mind goes to, I found a loophole. I'll say it's the ghost of Casey Kasem. Then the kids will really be on board.
If people are drinking to this, by the way, they're probably hammered already.
What was the game? If he does the movie voice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, his Casey Kasem voice is way too deep.
Yeah, it got better the second time he tried it, but he's still not there. Honestly, it's like my Alec Baldwin impression, where it's like, yeah, it's fine. I'm not taking it on the road. You know,
that'd be great. Actually, you should.
A one-man Alec Baldwin show.
Let's see. This is we remember earlier we were watching Stuttering John Richard Ojeda. Ojeda had some marvelous segues.
Of course he did.
Now, this is manic segues.
Well, this is a little more unhinged, I suppose, to get to the next. Pablo is constantly thinking, how do I do these great impressions of mine?
Top 30 right now. I'm Casey Kasem.
We're still on Casey. Good.
It's so huge.
The ghost of Casey
The
Kasem.
ghost of Casey Kasem. That's right. And Wolfman Jack, remember that guy?
Wolfman Jack. Oh yeah.
Wolfman Jack. Goo goo gaga goo. It's like a Bill Cosby, but like a
With a
bike-
tracheotomy.
Yeah, with with a tracheotomy. He's
With
a biker.
the box.
That you doing? Oh, here we go. Right out. With that, yeah, remember all those the DJs back in the 80s? Explosion. When a variety of stars.
Right.
Oh, this is Billy Idol. This is Mick Jagger. Hey, this is DMX. Oh my God, this is Jenna James. And you're listening to The Butt Plug. The Q.
Oh,
It's like if you were writing dialogue for the Tasmanian Devil. Like it's just gibberish that he's spitting out in rapid succession.
oh my God. He needs a successful comedian to tell him how much he stinks.
And he gets on like he loves saying butt plug and all these different impressions and things. And he's just looking for segues. He's like, they're talking about whatever. And this Jonathan Kite tries to be like, hey, remember when we worked together a few months ago at the Improv in LA? And Pablo will be like, oh my God, you know what that's like? It's like if Billy Idol was on a radio station and did a stinger for them. The butt plug.
Butt plug.
It's like, no, it's not. How is it like that? I'm saying hello to you.
At this point in cutting the clips, you were asking, am I on acid?
It got a little where I thought it couldn't possibly be what I was hearing. I didn't know what was happening anymore.
Hi, this is Donald Trump. This is Ozzy Osbourne.
This is not the same clip, by the way.
It's not the same clip. It's actually like a minute later.
Yeah, they moved on, and he's like, guys, you're trampling my gold here. Excuse me.
I think I actually figured out that joke.
It's perfect now. I finally crafted it.
Hi, this is Donald Trump. This is Ozzy Osbourne. This is Bill Cosby. And this is Mick Jagger. And you're listening to Plug. The Butt Plug. The Q.
The only sponsor.
Yeah, the only sponsor. I own the DJ. I sound like a topless dancer DJ, but right now, yes, I'm gonna sound like a superhero. Right, I have magical powers right now.
That was the phone ringing.
Oh yeah. Hey, what's going? What about the hit call?
What's happening?
So name this phrase that pays. Butt Plug FM. Yes, you win.
Oh my God.
I didn't cut out any context. It's just utter nonsense. It's the reverse of what was happening with Stuttering John and Richard, where Stuttering John just kept interrupting his guest and wouldn't let him talk. Whereas if I was the host of the show, I'd be like, hey, Pablo, can I do a show, please? Can you stop going on these fucking tangents?
That was. Oof, imagine. What do you do in that situation where that guy probably helps your career if you're this Kite guy?
I don't think he does. The video had like 700 views.
Is it that low?
Us talking about it might do more than Pablo being on the show.
That's a good point. All right, never mind.
It's what's crazy about it is like, you got to give it to Pablo, at least for it's a brilliant bit. Like, hey, you know how radio stations have celebrities record like, hey, you're listening to Hot 97. Finally, someone has taken down that trope. It's about time that stereotype has gotten its comeuppance. At least it's heady material like that.
Yeah, radio's big in everyone's mind.
It's fine that finally someone has taken down FM radio.
Let's see. This one is good. Back to this.
Oh, I was worried we had moved on from the things we've already covered, but Pablo is able to seamlessly bring us back.
Brought to you by. Remember, when Casey would be explaining the story of the song.
Remember, guys, you thought you were worried. Everyone at home, you guys were worried. Like, I hope he's not done with Casey Kasem. Rest assured, Casey Kasem makes several more appearances in this episode.
This is like 10 minutes after the beginning part at this point.
Pablo's brain is broken where he gets in these God forbid you're at a dinner party with this guy. You're hanging out with him, whatever. God forbid you mention the name of someone he can do an impression of.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine? You're just out to dinner with him and you're like, hey, so I saw that Arnold Schwarzenegger documentary. Clear your fucking schedule. Clear your schedule because Pablo is about to go off.
The breadsticks at the Olive Garden.
No. I meant the Stallone thing. I didn't see Schwarzenegger. I'm sorry.
You want to get a little married?
No. I didn't mean that either. Who can't you do, Pablo? Who can I mention?
You could do. We'll get to it later. I was gonna say I was gonna burn someone that he gets to that can't do an impression of at all.
Okay.
But let's go back to this.
Brought to you by. Remember, when, like Kasem would be explaining the story of the song, where it came from. This next song says, dear Casey, I had to make some transitions. Would you please play Father? Where's my butt sack? I don't know. I got to come with a better joke.
The episode of this podcast has to have the record for the words butt plug and Casey Kasem being said.
Yep,
It's
and
repeated over and over and over again.
He said multiple times too. I wish I thought of a better joke.
Yeah, rewind. I want to hear that again.
It's not the first and last time he says that.
My butt sack. I don't know. I got to come with a better joke. If you leave me now, that's right. It's Peter's. What is it? Pearson Terra.
Peterson Terra.
Pearson Terra. That's right. From Chicago. That's right. And you know what? He had a transition. So now he got an operation. If you leave me now, you leave the big. Okay, gosh, I didn't come with a joke on that one.
Twice in the same clip, actually.
You didn't have a joke on that one, Pablo. You talked about it for 5 minutes.
This guy's just trying to have I feel bad for the host too, especially this other guy who's sitting there who I don't think speaks this entire show.
Yeah, the third guy. So there's this John Kite, but the third guy is really just happy to be there and trying to make the most of it. Because he'll indulge Pablo. So he'll be like, oh, yeah, he'll try to tag his bits. And Pablo's just not listening. But it's insane. Like, listen, I've been there on the podcast where I'm sure I've done it this episode where I kind of start saying something. I'm like, I fucked it up or whatever. He took us on a 5-minute journey with this fucking Casey Kasem thing and had nothing for it.
So this next clip is an example of me feeling bad for the guy who hosts this show.
Okay.
He's trying to just talk to his quote friend.
Yes, that's a constant theme throughout the episode of him being like, oh, okay, Pablo. Well, anyways, you know how we're good buddies and can actually talk like human beings, right?
No. But this is an attempt at Cobra Kai talk.
Oh, well, yeah, you guys have seen Cobra Kai with Ralph Macchio and William Zabka. Is that the other guy?
Great show, I think.
Very good show. It's gotten worse over time, but it was definitely very good. And this is Pablo's hot take on this.
But it's like Daniel LaRusso now, who's like still living in the valley, and sort of like what's going on with him today.
But he's kind of a dick. Like he's a dick version of himself. Right?
Yeah, he's believed his own myth.
Yeah, what a crazy angle to go. Let's take a movie of Karate Kid and what happens afterwards.
Dude,
No, Pablo, talk like a person. We were having a conversation.
I like how this guy, the kite guy, just cuts him off. He's like, no.
He's like, no. Yeah, and just to be clear, this is the Karate Kid version that came out in the 2020s, Pablo. So just make sure the voice guy was not around for this. He's probably been long dead. So keep that in mind as God damn it, he got there again. He was able to bring it there.
We should make a movie about the voice guy to resurrect this guy's career.
Believed his own myth.
Yeah, what a crazy angle to go. Let's take a movie of Karate Kid and what happens afterwards.
Hold on. It actually was kind of a brilliant angle to go because it wasn't like every other reboot at first.
No.
Where like they put their own twist on flaws from the original movie. Like it was actually a funny angle. But Pablo doesn't give a fuck. He's just like, oh, you guys are talking about a movie? You know what that means I can do now?
This summer.
No, Pablo, stop. No, Pablo, it was a summer in 1982. Please.
Dude, whatever there's to make money, if 30 years later, anything.
Yeah, Global McQuaid with David Carradine. What are they doing now? That's right. David Carradine runs a 7-Eleven. You must.
Oh, here's another tick I noticed. When he has nothing, that's right. Every time he has nothing to say, he says, that's right. It's a reset for him. Where in his mind, he throws out like half a sentence and then goes, that's right. Butt plug. Casey Kasem. Karate Kid. That's right.
Oh, boy.
And
What's that, sir?
Norris.
Chuck Norris, kindly.
He wants to buy cigarettes. I don't. You have to card me first. I mean, they take a story, prolong.
When Chuck Norris falls out of a boat, he does not get wet. The water gets Chuck Norris.
Oh yeah, but how did we get to Chuck Norris?
No idea.
We were talking. Go back just a little bit because we're talking about the Karate Kid, and these guys are having a discussion. They're like, "Hey, listen, it's a little dated now because we're in fucking season 5. But have you heard about Cobra Kai, Pablo? There's nowhere you can go with that, right? There's no way you do a fucking Ralph Macchio impression."
That's right. David Carradine runs a 7-Eleven. You must get cigarettes. Okay. And Chuck Norris, he wants to buy cigarettes. I don't. You have to card me first. I mean, they take a story, prolong it like that. I don't get it.
You don't get what?
We don't get it either. What the hell was that?
It's like if you were talking to me about The Sopranos, and how about this? Better example. You're talking to me about The Sopranos movie. You're like, the reboot, there was some nice nostalgia, but it really damaged what David Chase built with the series. And I'm like, that's exactly like fucking Denzel and Will Smith doing a movie together. And that might sound a little something like this.
Well, that kind of happens in a few minutes.
I forgot. I said Denzel by accident. I forgot he makes an appearance.
It's quite literally a thing that happens.
Oh, I forgot Denzel stops by. That's something to look forward to at least.
Yeah.
But there's this guy, you nailed it. Richard Ojeda has great segues. Pablo has none. Where all of a sudden they're talking about the Karate Kid and trying to talk about the reboot. And all of a sudden we're on David Carradine and Chuck Norris. And then Pablo, who got us on this tangent, says, and that doesn't even make sense. We know.
This next one is, I don't understand this.
All right.
Story that was come out. I think it was on TBS or something. It was Saved by the Bell, the real story. Like, who wants to know about Mario?
Stop doing
Hold on.
Hold on. By the way, this doesn't exist. I've watched plenty of TBS in my life. All I could think that he was referencing is True Hollywood Story, which has not been on in 15 years. 10 maybe?
Is this guy married?
I can't imagine.
Oh, hey Pablo, how was your day? In a world where I went like, fuck.
She's just making dinner. Tanya thought she was making dinner. Oh God, Pablo.
I told her I bought salmon when in fact it was haddock.
Tanya thought she was making dinner, and that's when Aaron Neville entered the room. He's not coming. Aaron Neville is not coming to dinner, Pablo. Please stop. How many times have I had to tell you? Please.
In a world where Arnold Schwarzenegger karate chops your carrots.
Little tortilla boy. Remember that, guys? Remember when I did that?
I think it was on TBS or something. It was Saved by the Bell, the real story. Like, who wants to know about Mario and all that was going on? My cheesy little dances. And that's right. And the Golden Girls to see the real story behind the scenes. They were getting laid. I mean, come on.
That's what
this is what I love about Pablo. He sets up something that he has made in his mentally ill brain. He's created this. And then he's like, I mean, come on, guys. Like, we really need that. It doesn't exist, Pablo. What you just described is wholly made up by you. A documentary about the Golden Girls getting railed? That I'd love to watch it, first of all. But secondly, you made it up. That's where Pablo has no concept of what is real and what is going on in his own riddled brain. Where he's like, I mean, come on, God. Really, enough. Enough with the Saved by the Bell documentaries. Who are you complaining to? Who made this?
Straight up psychosis.
It really is.
Oh,
Yeah, we should check that.
the behind the scenes of the Golden Girls of them just getting plowed.
Golden Orgy.
Okay.
Golden showers.
Golden Phallus.
Golden.
That was the spinoff.
This is a porno version.
Yeah.
Golden Girls are the golden showers. That's right. What was the other one with Bob Saget, who was
Full House.
Full House, the real story? I mean, when you watch that, you're going, I want to see who's going to play.
Dude.
Watch what?
The fact that he cannot stop doing that voice is insane.
Watch what? He's like, when you watch that, what? The movie happening in your head? We can't see it, Pablo.
Oh my
It's not
God.
playing. It's not streaming for us. You created it.
This is so uncomfortable.
It's it's watching a madman.
John Stamos. They go because no, he's like the best looking guy.
I feel like you get John Stamos.
What happened?
He still
with
looks the
three men?
same.
Yeah, we need to know the story, the behind, underneath, what happened inside with Bob Saget. He asked for a drink. Do you know he always wanted cranberry juice, but then he wanted orange juice? We need to know the story.
Hey, Pablo, we got to leave in about an hour and a half. What are you doing? Pablo thought he was showering today. But little did he know. It's like, are you going to shower or not? We got to go to my mother's house.
Freshly after opening a new bar of Doves.
He must be fucking exhausting to be around.
He's exhausting to watch on this.
Listen, I'd love to
3,000
know. So John Kite does indulge him throughout this. I'd love to talk to John Kite honestly and be like, hey, what do you just concede that like he's going to go off, or what happens here? What's your mindset?
Did you hear that, Hack Ride? Get in touch with him. We got to get him on the program.
Yeah, see what John Kite's all about.
We got to ask how much weight he lost just talking to this guy.
He's like, all right, well, I haven't spoken yet, but I've been John Kite. Thanks for watching.
This is a classic Shark Tank.
Oh, you know, we talk about Shark Tank, not a lot, but here and there on KMS. And Kirk does a pretty good job breaking it down. He notices things, notices little, nuances about the show, recurring themes, if you will. Hey, listen, Pablo's just as insightful. I mean, this is classic Shark Tank. We all know when this happens.
In a world where Mark Cuban makes an offer. Shut up.
Mr. Wonderful, not so wonderful today. What are you talking about?
The Shark Tank things on YouTube, right? And
Yeah.
somebody, and I was just thinking like, don't. This is Pablo and Dustin Wybara, and we like hookers. Come on, we're on the road, and we like donuts. Come on, Mark Cuban, you're on the road. You like donuts and hookers? I like donuts, but then again,
You like
hookers.
You like holes?
You like holes. You like golf, but I use Bitcoin, and for those reasons,
what?
I'm out. Okay, point.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, yeah. The reasons for them being out, they're like, you like hookers, you like donuts. My wife watches this
Hold
program. For that,
John Kite is ironically just in midair trying to grasp onto something. Please, but yes, holes, donuts, golf. I'm trying here, Pablo.
Please, anything. All right, won't bring that voice into play.
Let's go in one direction.
Mini golf. We'll keep you from doing the voice. Mini golf.
Yes. Yeah. No, I do know when they go these directions on Shark Tank. Like Pablo's about to tell us, he brought up hookers and donuts. So I'm sure you guys have seen Shark Tank. I think it's a fine program. I think it's cool to see some of the businesses that work, some that are ridiculous. It's funny to mock the people that are like overly rehearsed and things like that. But never have I missed the episode where the business that sells hookers and donuts came in.
Mm-hmm.
But it's ripe for skewering, and Pablo is about to finally take them down a peg.
It's their fault for actually doing it.
Yeah.
All right, and I use Bitcoin, and you know what? I like Long Johns, but then again, I don't like to eat after 12 a.m. So it's donuts, and then Mr. Wonderful, go kill yourself. Go and do that. I came up with the invention. I like hookers, pot, marijuana, cocaine. Anybody here? Let me tell you. What's your name again? Let me see how that's going. For those reasons, I'm in. I'm out. It's how many businesses do these guys have?
So he's skewering this thing that like doesn't exist. He's like, you know how this happens on Shark Tank? It's like if I was just like, you know how everyone on The Bachelor does crystal meth and rides donkeys around? Well, I've got 5 minutes on that. Let me, and the audience is just like, what? That doesn't happen on the show. What are you talking about?
It's like, do you guys remember when Snow White did blow off Dopey's dick?
It's actually a pretty well-run, organized show, and they have rational reasons for the decisions they make.
Just makes anything he wants about anything
There's
else.
plenty of things you can make fun of Shark Tank about, but he wasn't able to find one. He brings up hookers, and he does the immigrant voice again for some reason.
Theodore Nugent says his Casey Kasem sounds nothing like Casey Kasem. Yes,
That's ridiculous, Theodore.
that's just mean.
Teddy, what are you talking? I thought was that not Casey Kasem?
I thought he was alive again.
I thought we were just playing drops.
This is we've made reference to this. Denzel stops by.
Oh, my man.
That was
okay.
way better than his.
No, obviously Denzel isn't coming in on this podcast. It's Jay Farrow stops by to grace us with his Denzel impression.
That's right.
Why is it you always see that one comic that just, or I mean actor that just keeps, like Denzel, he's like, oh my god, let me tell you something, I want to chop your fingers off. No, he's an assassin. Now he's on the good side.
You guys remember in Training Day when he was like, well, howdy, pilgrims?
I was just gonna say, when did Denzel become John Wayne? Well, I'll tell you, pilgrim.
You guys remember when Denzel was like, hooah! I'm a fan of man.
Remember when Denzel was like, I don't want my father bothered.
Classic Denzel.
Remember that time Denzel was like, no, I am your father. I was like, whoa.
Denzel's good.
You always see that one comic that just, or I mean actor that just keeps, like Denzel, he's like, oh my god, let me tell you something, I want to chop your fingers off. No, he's an assassin. Now he's on the good side.
Also, let's take the impression away. The great writing, where you know how Denzel is always like, I want to chop your fingers. Life is like a box of chocolates, and I want to chop your fingers off.
Why is it you always see that one comic that just, or I mean actor that just keeps, like Denzel, he's like, oh my god, let me tell you something, I want to chop your fingers off. No, he's an assassin. Now he's on the good side, and now he's a politician. They do the same character, but for some reason it's still believable.
Yeah, because
Denzel.
You look in the mirror, they do one character, you fucking idiot.
I didn't even think of that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he should change his voice up once in a while.
Yeah, can you believe he's just doing one character all the time?
I mean, imagine.
Yeah, what'd you have for breakfast today, Pablo? I had bacon and eggs.
In a world where Denzel is trapped as the same character. Hello, I am Denzel Washington.
I still like the idea of him doing that to his wife and catching himself and like, I'm sorry, I did it. I'm sorry, babe. Please. Please don't make me sleep on the couch.
April thought she was dropping the children off at school, but it was no regular Monday morning.
A man who's just trying to make his wife laugh finds himself on the couch.
Like, I'm going to work, Pablo, because no one will book you anymore. Because you think Denzel talks like this. You are mentally ill, Pablo. Stop what you're doing.
Yeah, this next one's called Telemarketers Watch Out.
Oh, I think he's talking about some of the wacky bits that he does.
Correct.
That's fun.
The reason his wife left.
I have two numbers at my house. When they call my house and go, I'll play a prank on the solicitor. I go, hi, this is David from Stewart Photography. I go, hey, yeah, let me give you the number real quick. 472-821. And then, hey man, what you doing? Hey man, get out of my house. And then hang up the phone. That's something.
That's somehow actually a less offensive Denzel impression.
No
shit. What he did.
What the fuck was that?
Well, I mean, it all goes wrong right from the jump when he says, telemarketers call my house. You still have a landline, Pablo? Really? Is that what we're to believe for this bit?
I call and I pretend I'm Denzel and I go, say hello to my little friend.
I have to take the tape out of my answering machine.
We got two more of this guy.
Well, it's like Denzel always says, you're taking it very personally. No, you said.
This is, try and remember this was a conversation.
Yeah. That again, John Kite is like, all right, Pablo, the podcast is coming to an end.
Please.
Do you remember when we worked together in Los Angeles, Pablo. But do you remember that? It's like shouting like you're at a person with dementia. Like, please. I just want to get in touch with you once more for old time's sake.
I think it would be amazing. We tried it out the other day at the Improv. I thought that went so well.
My God.
Just talking about a normal gig.
Hey, remember we did this bit together?
Yeah, we did a gig.
Certainly. If I'm John Kite, I'm thinking there's no way we are in the clear, baby. This isn't going to devolve. The movie guy is not coming up. We're free. We're going to round this podcast out with a real honest to God conversation.
That was great.
It was great. You were murdering Full House, loved the Improv, and then you brought me up and we did that trailer.
Get ready. Mark Wahlberg's in there.
God damn it. I wasn't even done sipping my water.
He's supposed to do a Wahlberg impression. He's gonna just do the say hi to your mother for me, okay?
Remember, you were killing at the Improv this summer. God damn it. How did he get there?
This fall, Pablo does the Improv.
Mark Wahlberg's in every movie. Hey, man, get out of my movie. That's right. He's going, you hear Mark. He's going to take your part, starring Liam Neeson.
Listen, I'm telling you, I'm here as well. I'm getting a little older. I don't know who you are. It might be about to
This Kite guy's Liam Neeson impression is the best voice I've heard this entire time.
Oh, is that John Kite?
Yeah.
I was about to say his Liam's okay, at least. I swear to God, I thought it was Pablo.
Nope, it's Kite.
Damn it.
Yes. He tries to pull this shit like Frank Caliendo, and he's like, "Get away from me."
I'm getting a little older. I don't know who you are. It might be about dementia, but I'm here.
Man, also starring Mark Wahlberg again. Hey, man, it's me. Go to Chris Rock. Hey, man, what's going on? What's up?
Jesus Christ, rewind that because we have do you think like Pablo tries to find like where Frank Caliendo hangs out just to like kind of come up behind him and say, "This summer, John Madden," just so we can like do bits like this?
Please
See if they interact with him.
Please take me on the road.
Come on this journey with me, will you?
Take me on the road, please.
What if John Madden and George Bush got together this summer?
Yeah, John Madden. Hey, man.
Boom.
Keeps doing wrong voices.
Starring Mark Wahlberg again. Hey, man, it's me. Go to Chris Rock. Hey, man, what's going on? What's up with The Rock, huh?
Listen, brother, I'm telling you, I'm here. I beat paper.
Dwayne Johnson?
Okay,
Is that you?
This is Kite again.
I know, yeah. The
Also
Chris
not-
Rock one was just as good, by the way.
Chris Rock was Pablo.
Yeah.
This is not a good Rock impression.
You don't think so?
I'm a giant fan of The Rock. I'm not really picturing it.
Yeah. That's a tough one. Well, also when you're put on the spot for Pablo to just be like, and now John Kite is going to do The Rock. He's like, fuck. All right.
This summer, John Kite does Harriet Tubman. What? Does that person have audio recordings anywhere?
This summer, John Kite is Harold and Kumar. I don't know how to do their voices, Pablo.
To be you.
Man, Jason Statham.
All right, let me just say this. I know that I'm here a little late. Sorry, my Uber got here. I'm a driver
That's not
now,
bad.
and I'm here for you. And I'm going to crank this up one punch at a time.
Claim to a theater near you. Yeah,
The blockbuster.
Dude, I can't get over how broken this fucking guy's brain is.
He thinks he is living in a world where he's in the movie theaters right before the film starts.
Oh my god.
We got to give, I do have to give massive credit to John Kite because did you check what the episode title of this is?
I don't remember. Starts
This
with an S.
podcast episode is entitled "This Summer." So you got to give a tip of the cap to John Kite. He gets it.
Oh, maybe he's trolling him.
I don't know. I think he just knew like that's all that can be taken from this episode.
Well, what happens when you get a movie and every movie needs a star? But what happens when that star needs a movie? They make a blockbuster. They make more movies. You get
Oh
more
my-
You're
stars.
saying gibberish.
Get ready, Keanu Reeves.
Hey, whoa.
Hey, listen, you need a trilogy, okay? Me and Mark, we have a trilogy, but then again, Mark
Who
doesn't
is
have a
that?
trilogy.
I'm sorry.
That's Pablo.
Who is that?
That's Pablo
Is it him? Is he doing a Pablo impression? Because that's the only way it's good.
doing Schwarzenegger.
Boy, his Schwarzenegger, it was never great, but Jesus Christ.
I don't have any enchilada. What about you? Come on, Keanu. Are you Bill or Ted?
Oh, I can't remember.
That's right. This summer, and also starring. I forgot the name. Gosh damn it! Music soundtrack by Michael Bolton.
Hell, man. It's also sponsored by Butt Plug.
By Butt Plug. That's right. And I'm the
glad we
ghost of
brought that back.
Kasem, and we'll be right
Oh
back.
my God.
That's right. My head is so big it looks like a cookie
That's
jar.
right.
I should have came up with a better joke.
See, again. You should have come up with a better joke.
Pablo, do that instead of saying it after. Just do it. Come up with a better joke.
Good idea. Stop. Did you see go to therapy? And like the therapist is like, so what happened this week? Last week.
As previously seen on Pablo Francisco.
Last week in Pablo Francisco sadness.
He does himself.
Yeah.
Hi, honey. Why are your bags packed?
This last one is just entitled Turn It Off, Pablo. And right after this, we'll be getting to the Hack Ride extravaganza.
Oh, yeah. You Hack Ride fans, stick around because he's got a big map. Jesus Christ. This is a long one.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah, this is where it's like we've gotten to the end of the podcast. We'll just let Pablo. Well, the podcast should have ended with just this, and then it slowly fades out. And then John Kite hangs himself.
You just see his feet.
Right. And then it was sort of like they were watching something that felt like it special because it had never been done before.
Right. It's
Because we had never done it before.
I think we get together, go to my house, right? And we just put together a show that just has comedy, sketches, a little bit of, drop down commercials, like on the next Forensic Files. I'm trying to get that guy down due to the DNA.
I could use another announcer in my arsenal.
Another fucking guy that just a voiceover guy. That's all.
What I don't have is enough deep-voiced guys in my back pocket to break out completely at random. I need another one.
I need Kite to just go, hey, why don't you blow my balls off with a Pesci? Can you do something like that, please?
He thought he could get away by going to bars. Found himself behind bars. But due to the DNA, it's like, who's the guy who narrates this stuff? They always have those back-to-back crime stories on Discovery. It's a police IDU. Everything is so violent. Even the commercials. Hi, it's Roseanne Barr, and welcome to Women That Kill. Okay,
that was not good.
Or hi, this is Howard Stern, radio DJ.
What? Hey, I'm Howard Stern,
Hey, it's Howard Stern. I didn't hear no bell. As I always say.
I'm Howard Stern. I'm gonna go punch some giant hams in a freezer.
Hey, it's Howard Stern, and if I can change, and you can change, we all can change. All right, now we got a stripper riding the Sibian.
Thank you, Pablo. You fucking Jesus.
Christ. Well, at least his Roseanne was great, obviously.
Oh, naturally, that was really good.
But he's also talking about things. He's like, it's again with like the Save the Bell thing. He's like, all those shows like, hi, I'm Howard Stern, and this is DJs That Kill. All those shows. What the fuck are you talking about? He's I think clinically insane. Like I think he's lost his mind and should be diagnosed with something.
He's definitely he cannot stop doing the voice. I guarantee you, if you go to one of his shows, it's that for an hour.
There are people in rubber rooms that sound less crazy than like that. It's genuine insanity.